Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Jaguars going up against the Texans. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans.
Go deep. Here we go now. Green 39.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. No gain on the play there. Second down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Don't say nothing. Now let's go. 3-19.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
Yes, sir.
And a look now at the defense for Houston.
Fletcher Cox is a first-round pick who has fulfilled his promise. One of the best defensive linemen in the NFL.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
It's our time. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. 56.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And it's complete. Henry. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Move. 3 down, 3 down. Set. Green. Detroit. Detroit. Bang, bang. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, here we go. 3-19.
On first down, Wentz. And this will be incomplete.
Who needs hope when you got D like this?
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
And they'll run it here. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. 57. Mike 57.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. And he's got Miller. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. So opening drive, third down. They complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right. got three. Three down. All right, here we go. 3-19.
Wentz now on first down. Over the middle, it's complete. They'll get 16 yards there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Tight left. Alert. 3 down. Now let's go. 3-19.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Tight right. 3 down. Now let's go. Green, 39.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Blue 90.
Here's the first carry for Matt Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end. Gun! Now let's go. Green, 39. Green, 30. Leopard. He's coming. We got double.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So the offense has it first and 10.
Watch left. Tight end to the left.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go. 4 down. Even.
They go play action here on first down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. About the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to the...
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Single. 16. Watch 16. Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
On play action. Wentz. He's got time. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Here we go now. Green, 13 now, Barney.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. So that means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
All right, here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And ready now for 2nd and 9.
Strong left. Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Now let's go. Landon.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Yeah.
The offense staring at a 3rd and 12 here. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. All right, here we go. Green 39. 56. Green 39. 56 right there.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This from 54 yards away. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So after slogging through a scoreless first quarter, we have action on the scoreboard. A field goal makes it 3-0.
Well, with these two offenses, we weren't going to stay 0-0 forever, were we? I'm not sure that this opens the floodgates, but I doubt that's the last scoring we're going to see.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now.
Now let's
He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. One of the things that I observed when Dante Fowler was coming out in the NFL draft, how hard he played the game. Every time I turned on a tape, he was either rushing the passer, making a play, or making a play in space against the ball downfield, or hustling from one sideline to the other. How about that play right there? Making a nice tackle, holding it to a short game.
They'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tight end left. Tight end left. 3 down. All right, here we go. 3, 9, 10.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Finding time. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Strong right. Hey, here I come. Now let's go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now.
Tight end right. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
And now a 1st down following that long
tight
game.
Right, tight right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there. All right, here we go. 3
Now they'll run it on the toss. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And the quarterback won't take the snap here. This is the Wildcat look. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
3 down. All right, here we go. 3-19. 56 is 3-19. 56 is the mic.
Now this time Wentz will throw. And this is incomplete. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. He's a reliable target. He's more than that, though. Hey, look, I'm not going to say he's the best tight end in the league, but he's solid.
Yeah, because he's able to block, and that's almost a lost art for a number of the tight ends in the league now because the most popular guys are almost what we call move tight ends, more like receivers, but those guys who can do it all, there's still a place for them in the NFL.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Tight ends left.
Watch you now, Barney.
Watch out.
They'll come out in the pistol.
All right, here we go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
One receiver left, 3 to the right.
All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And here comes the Texans now.
Hey.
Here we go now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game.
Here we go now.
I think they have to be happy with the result.
Here's Jones. Trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down. Second down now after the incompletion.
Alert! 3 down.
Now let's go.
He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Matt Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Safety creep.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout.
Detroit! Here we go now. Blue landing.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterback, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker, and on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting
here we go.
pass. They've got 6 DBs out there.
Green 39.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Taken in at the 11. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Again, we'll see the pistol here.
Green 39.
On 1st down, he dropped to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Houston. 45 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Mike 5'9".
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the 1st down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Roger. Now let's go.
He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, D. Yeah, D. Woo.
So a 3rd and 8.
Let's go one more.
All right, here we go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That is caught at the 7. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 1st down, Wentz. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here.
Key the tight end. Key the tight end.
Here we go now. 3-19.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll power his way up near the 25. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually...
And down he So we've hit halftime, just a field goal set. Okay, so Larry apparently giving us the silent treatment all of a sudden, and we're going to skip ahead to quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And now out comes Houston. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
We'll see if they can pick it up. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Ten yards still left on second down.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Hey, check 24.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's caught by Mike Evans. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Hey, boys, we got four.
Hurry up, here we go.
So give to Jones. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back. And now there's going to be a catalyst for them to look at. Going forward, watching it on tape, maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
So here we go, 1st and 10
Tight end
now.
right. Tight end right.
All right, here we go. Blue, line it.
They're going to get the play off quickly. Looking to throw. He's going to have no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And a long way to go for the offense here on second down.
Set, 3-19. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
That's what I do.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
Now, that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him because otherwise you're still completely back at the heels, and that's not going to help you.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Matt Jones with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Texans have taken the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How do you script coming out of the
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did. I
think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's. And that's exactly what they did there.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they're going to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
Give them 18 on that one. And it'll give the Texans a first down.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages. And that is, anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right.
All right, here we go.
They'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
And the offense behind the chains here, a touch on second and 11.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Check 56.
Wins to throw on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
Detroit!
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having
59,
thrown
Mike,
3,
59, Mike.
do you alter
Check,
your
check,
offensive
59.
strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd down following the run.
Double tight.
Set. Green 39. Green 30.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
Here we go now. Green.
From the midfield strike, they'll lift a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Give him 27 yards that time. And it's good enough for a Houston first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Evans is alone to his right.
Blue 90.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Mike Evans, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. And his kick is good. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Check 83, ball's going to 83.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Let's eat it up.
Here we go now. 319.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And looking at Houston defensively,
Let's
they've
go.
got a dime
Green,
set. 6 DBs on 3rd. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he'll go at the 25. 9 yards on the carry there, and that will be the final play of quarter number 3.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes, we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Here's Brian Anger now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. With it is Jackson. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Here we go, here we go. Tight right.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Detroit! Now let's go! Green!
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
Set! 3-19!
Now Jones. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the in route, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
One man in the backfield. That's Jones.
Check. Patriot! Detroit! Detroit! Check! Green 39! Green 39!
On first down, he'll drop the throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Got double tight. Double tight.
Another pistol
Here we
look
go
here.
now!
On the counter, here's Jones. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a third and long.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
Yes, sir. You don't want that. You don't want that. Get out of here, baby.
Third down now following the run.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Here we go now! 3-19!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Tight end left.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They come out here in the
All right, here we go.
eye.
Blue 90!
The give is to Jones. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
4 down.
Here we go now!
Check 59. Split.
This is Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Let's go.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
3 down.
Here we go now!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Uzama. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Offense comes to the line now, first and 10. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Four down. Check,
Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Hey, defense, let's go.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Out of the gun now on third down. This will be caught at about the 6. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Tackle.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, here we go. Patriot. 19. Detroit.
Off.
On first down, Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Black 99, Philly. Here we go.
Back to the end on second down. Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice play, baby. Nice play.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now Wentz on third down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
All right, here we go. Gun!
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, They're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
Strong left, strong left. It's a party now. It's a party now. Set.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Houston, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.